Welcome back to Mystic Personas. Really happy to have you here. So we've been getting a lot of questions on how do you use these cards if you have a burning question, something that you haven't been able to solve, that you're really kind of spinning your wheels on and you do not know where to turn. Well, let's pull out our Mystic Personas Life's Blueprint. This really does help, again, enhance tarot if you're into tarot, or this is a standalone for personal transformation and also really understanding where you're currently at. So let's go dive into a burning question. Okay. So let's say it's been very hard for me to, stay motivated. What is holding me back? Why do I keep on getting in this rut? Why do every single time I'm about to do something amazing that there is this something inside me that just keeps blocking? Let's go into what shadows, so we're starting out with the shadow deck. What shadows are holding me back from success? Ooh, that kind of popped out. Let's go with the Veiler. What shadows are currently holding me back from success? All right, it's a generalized reading. Okay. That's interesting. Kind of popped out there. Okay, what is holding up? Okay, we've got the Veiler, the Trickster, and the Mirage. So the Veiler thrives on secrecy and subtle manipulation, hiding their intentions to maintain control. They avoid transparency, creating distance and mistrust in their relationships and decisions. So very interesting on the Veiler. They put themselves in their own prison of control, and it can get very overwhelming, and also you can go into a seclusion. So again, be careful. It's better if no one knows my full plan. Keeping this hidden gives me an advantage, which actually goes really hand in hand with success. So if you're hiding your intentions, if you're hiding, your blueprint or your plan, and you are being more aloof, this is the Veiler. This holds us back because people start to get the energy and the kind of the pushback of, wait a second, something doesn't quite feel right. They don't feel like they're being honest. And it may not necessarily be because you're not honest. It's just, hey, this isn't the current state that you're in of that kind of, a fear-based or a, hey, I am, struggling with always being beat down nonstop. So I really imprisoned myself in this subtle manipulation because I feel like it's my only way out. So it's not necessarily, again, a bad thing. It is just an awareness of, okay, now we understand what could potentially be holding us back if that resonates. And then we go into the Trickster. The Trickster manipulates through misdirection using humor. So a lot of times the Trickster in multiple situations will be, you can call it the class clown, but it's deeper than the class clown. It is making fun or poking at people to deflect or distract, which also makes it very uncomfortable to be in the room because some people really just don't like how that feels towards them, which also can push away people that are trying to help, or any kind of options for success if people are sensing the Trickster in you, because it is a very difficult time working with a Trickster if they're like that in business, if we're talking about success. Mirage. This creates illusion for approval, embellishing truth. So this really falls hand in hand with these of really a trust. So control, hidden by humor, and by creating an illusion. So now we've really disconnected and now there's no authenticity. This is a very fear-based of, okay, what's holding me back or what could be holding me back from my ultimate success is I'm imprisoning myself based off of control because there is a fear mechanism. And then in situations, are using kind of more witty humor that may hurt other people to deflect, to distract, or because you're in this kind of these change, so to speak. And then is creating an illusion, which also breeds distrust. Okay, so now we have the shadow of what is holding me back. All right. So you can't go into what are some core personas. So core personas that will help guide me or help kind of get out of this rut. Oh, well, hello. All right. Luminary and the Valorous. Okay. What is another core? Okay. The Heartfire. Ooh. Okay. So we go into the Valorous. Valorous is really an elevated or the next level to a gladiator. They thrive on bravery and resilience, but they really need to balance responsibility with collaboration. So what this is saying here is, okay, it's time to collaborate. You know, yes, you are this fierce warrior, but it's time to start collaborating with people, starting to connect with people. But this also is really pulling out that resilience and that strength within you. Now we go into Luminary. So this is a radiant leader and consistency with warmth. So they balance stability and openness to inspire and innovate trust. So which is very interesting because this is a very open persona of you're leading with openness, you're leading with trust, you're leading with communication, which is very interesting because that's really a counterpart. Now Heartfire. Heartfire is a compassionate leader. Very interesting because this is blocking off, right? Keeping people at a distance. And this is, hey, no, let's actually create this compassionate leadership and really start to balance the self-care, but also the care of others, of really igniting that fire again of that compassionate leader. And now we can go into, you really want to go to the next level is pulling out the oracles. So the oracles, now it's going into, okay, we have what are some patterns that are holding me back? What are some personas that I can start to embody on a daily basis to really help myself get out of these shadows? And now it is, what are some inspirational personas through the oracles? Well, there you go. That really will take me to the next level, that will give me the blueprint of this escalation to get out of this rut of not success. Okay, well, I guess we're going to the prism. There we go. All right, still wind. Ooh, this is perfect because we're talking about, there's not a lot of chaos here, but there's also just disconnected and also isolation control. Still wind is really being able to balance between, you know, sometimes life can be so chaotic. It can, there can be things that hit us at every which way. Still wind, think of it, a still wind like a mountain. See how she's not moving. Her wind is, the wind is blowing hard. Her hair is going crazy, but she is still. And also you can see that what she's holding at her staff, nothing is moving. She is really staying centered in all the chaos, and that really helps understand when you start to come into a shadow. The still wind is a very aware individual, very grounded, and on the back, something that you can do on a daily basis to really put yourself into this still wind persona is be fully present in one moment today. No distractions, no rushing, just full immersion in a conversation, a task, or a quiet moment. Do you ever have those times where you're having a conversation with somebody and they continuously pick up their phone, and they're not being present in the moment, even though they're saying, oh, no, I'm here, I'm still listening. They're still not being completely present to you. And so from that situation right there that I just gave, sometimes we can go into the shadow of they're not paying attention to me, they don't like me, I'm not important. So we need to, as our own individuals, or if you're doing a reading for somebody else, is to really be crystal clear of when we're having a conversation with somebody is no matter what they're doing, we can be still wind. That's what the still wind is all about, the oracle. Shadow light. Shadow light, that's very interesting. So the shadow light is really blending the light and the shadow. And it's the understanding and non-judgment of the shadow, really turning the conflicts into sources of strength and integration. So sometimes when, the saying, if life gives you lemons, just, make lemonade, that kind of essence where as the shadow light is, even though
people have shadows is that you always have a light and somebody is there guiding you or lighting the way. And that's also within ourselves, that no matter how difficult or dark it may be, there's always a shadow light that is within us. So prism is really guiding others to opportunities hidden within challenges, but they inspire creativity. So a lot of times when we can be really stuck in the shadows, and we'll get into detail of, we won't go super deep on this one, but there's also whispers to these as well. But if we're locked into the shadows, many times creativity can be stifled because we are, you don't want to get out of bed because it's like, well, what's the point? Perfect example. Let's go back to the mirage of what can be said. It's fine if the story isn't complex. It'll be impactful enough. Perception matters more than reality. They don't need to know the whole truth. So there's a lot of sayings that these shadows have, and when that transpires, a lot of times the prism, it can get stifled. Those kind of thoughts does not breed creativity and creation, and also success. It breeds despair, and you really feel like you're in this pit of tar and you can't get out. So turning those into those vibrant opportunities, strengths of, okay, even though XYZ happened to me, there's still a positive outlook I can find on this. So the integration for the day is use humor today to shift a heavy moment into lightness, not as an avoidance, but as a way to bring insight through laughter, which is very interesting because this is a very good counterpart to the trickster, where the trickster will use laughter, sarcasm to distract, hurt, and it could be their own hurt, not to hurt anybody intentionally, but it's just they're hurting inside. So they lash out in terms of that kind of sarcastic, humor that doesn't always feel good. And you have the prism, and the prism is using humor out of lightness to create a fun environment and a fun place to be around, or a fun person to be around. Who would you rather be near, the trickster or the prism? Comment below. Very curious who you would want to hang out with. So this gives a very good overview of, okay, if you have just one of those burning questions, a very burning question that's deep inside you, you can use the deck in this way. Let's say you do not want it this structured, and you kind of want the, let's say, more intuitive, where you mix all the personas together to get the full mystic deck. So we got the cores, we have the shadows, and we have the oracles all in this deck. So if you want to ask a particular question and just do a very quick read, and you can do a 3-card spread. You could do the 9 that I did. Let's do a 3-card spread on, let's say you had a breakup or a partner that left. You can say it depends on which way you want to go. There's multiple questions. Get very, very specific. Of one question you could do is, what kind of deterred them, or why did they leave, based off of, if there's anything you did. Or you can go into, how can I get through this breakup? So let's go that route. How can I get through this breakup? Or, what is the message I need to hear? All right, what message? Okay. And we got a few more than 3. Okay, let's see. Shroud Jester, the Hermit. Ooh. All right, what else are we gonna get here? So this one will go a little deeper, and the Overwatcher, actually. All right, so the Shroud Jester, so you can tell these are 2 shadows, and this is a core. So if we look at Shroud Jester. So this is a witty disruptor, provoker, They use humor to challenge conventions and inspire change. So the thing with the 𝐬𝐻 jester is they do need to balance the cynicism with sincerity. So this is a very, very interesting part of, okay, how can you get through a breakup? Well, this is perfect of just be cautious of balancing that cynicism. So keep that cynicism out of it, but you really can have the witty disruptor if you have like a particular cause or something that you are really seeking. The 𝐬𝐻 jester is ideal for that particular, situation. Let's see, the hermit. Okay, so this is a good one of what not to do. So a lot of times when we have a breakup, we can go into a full-blown, hey, I'm going to go into a hermit space. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to keep everybody at a distance. So this is a perfect one to say, okay, well, we really asked, what is the read here? And with this particular breakup. So the hermit, so first it's, hey, pull out that witty, maybe become disruptive, but in a positive space. Otherwise you can go into the whispers, and that is really a destructive space. The hermit, be cautious of the hermit, not to go too far. And yes, it's feeling, but not allowing it to consume you. That is the difference. The overwatcher becomes trapped in observation, over analyzing. So many people I know can relate to this, is when you do have some sort of breakup. And I know it's like, we all have done it at some point, of not getting locked up into looking or, searching your ex or, ex-partner, whoever that may be, friendship, but not overwatching and looking. So that is a very quick kind of read, 2 different options that you can do when you have a burning question. So if you have a particular burning question that's more of a general for everybody to benefit, please comment below. Many people, you would be surprised, are going through very, very similar things right now. So please comment, like, subscribe, and please share with anybody that you believe would benefit from this. Thank you so much, and see you again on Mystic Personas.